Welcome back again, everyone. Good to see you. Today I'm continuing, believe it or not, with the reviews from the house of Emilio. Gary Griffith, as I said before, is a very busy man. He's finding some boutique cigar factories all around the Caribbean, a lot of them in Nicaragua, and today's cigar is an example of that. This is the Musa Melete. It's a Greek theme. Melete is one of the Greek muses in history. I don't know a lot about Greek history, but that's what the premise is. This is a Toro size, 6x50. And there you can see an example of the band. It's very, very plain. As you can see, just a white band with purple lettering. Now, even in these lights, you should be able to pick up a little sheen on this cigar. It's a nice sheen. It's very well made. I'm really impressed with the quality of the cigar. So let's get right to it. By the way, this is all Nicaraguan. And by the way, here's the density shot. So without further ado, the Musa Melete Toro. Again, I say it's very, very well made. Very well made. All right, let's get a little clip here. Excellent draw. To me, an excellent draw is it draws very easily, but there's just enough of restriction, if you will, that you can tell you're drawing through a cigar and not through an open straw. Perfect. Nice hot. Well, your very first flavors are a very nice sweet cedar, very nice sweet citrus mixture. At the back end of that, you've got a very low grade cocoa flavor. Let's see about the pepper. Pepper is a white pepper, I would call it, at about a 7.5. Nice amount of pepper. It's a very nice citrusy sweet cedar. Very nice sweet. And it's that little bit of light cocoa at the back end. Maybe that cocoa is going to turn into, or it also has notes of a little dry wood, but I'm getting something there. The finish is very odd in that the front end flavors are so sweet. Right now, it's sort of a dry wood and toast mixture. Not really a lot of sweetness at this early point, and there's a little bit of lingering pepper. So let's just see where we go from here, but it's a nice start. So the Musa Melete, and I hope I'm saying that correctly for my Greek friends out there, has a nice start. Very nice start to it. Let's see where we go from here. Well, I'm about an inch in, and the flavors are about like they were when we started. The citrus and cedar combination, and the type of citrus is definitely an orange, okay? So the citrus and cedar combination is definitely sweet, and the one point worth making is that you take in and you get the immediate combination, cedar, citrus, but then the orange part of the citrus in a candy-like version sort of rises above the cedar, and you get, after you draw it in and start to expel it, the citrus rises, and you get an accentuation of that sweet candy-like citrus. So you take it in, you get the cedar, you get the citrus. Then all of a sudden, the citrus rises up, and it's almost like a secondary move. I'm not trying to be too technical, but you get that. That's worth noting. The cocoa notes are very good, and they give it a very long finish now. The finish is one of cocoa. Um, Maybe a little dry toast, but the cocoa notes, they last a long time. It's a very long finish. So I would call the cigar possibly medium bodied at best. It's not a powerful cigar at this point. I don't think you would smoke it for the power, but these flavors are so different for a Nicaraguan cigar. You've got the basic flavors there, but they sure take off in different directions for extended amounts of time. I like it. Well, about an inch and a half, maybe 2 inches in. And the cocoa notes, you remember how they started out as a faint afterthought behind the front end flavors? They have continually moved more and more forward, and now they're a very big player. They're pretty much even with the other citrusy cedar flavors. And they really add a lot to the cigar. It's a nice flavor when you mix that cocoa with the cedar and citrus. It really is. The finish is still one of a cocoa, and you get a lot more dry toast notes now. They have really come forward also. Cigar still, it is definitely medium bodied now, and so it's moved a little bit. Now it is a solid medium, but this cigar is very good, very interesting. The way things are making little changes about every half inch or inch of the cigar, I'm anxious to see where it goes. But it's, at this point, I would call it a very good cigar, and I love the flavors. A little less than 2 inches left. And here in this segment, the cocoa notes have downplayed just a touch, but the very sweet cedar has moved forward, and it's become very sweet. The citrus notes are still there, but they're secondary to the cedar now. Little changes all around, all through this cigar. Everything else is about the same. Yeah. You know, if you saw or when you see this cigar in your store, you may look right past it because of the band is so plain. You've heard me say before, it doesn't matter how pretty a band is, you can't smoke the band. Okay, the reverse is also true. No matter how plain the band is, that again, you can't smoke it, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just a band. And the attention to the cigar, as I pointed out, it was extremely well made, and the flavors are very nice. That's what you want to know about a cigar, and that's why I'm reviewing these cigars. You may overlook this cigar. Now, you may not, and for your own benefit, you shouldn't. So that's where we are, only about 1 3/4 inches remaining, but it continues to make little changes, very nice changes. Well, folks, we are down to the end, so let's wrap it up. The cigar did make a little bit of a change here from the last segment to now, but not a lot. Still had your sweet cedar, underlying cocoa notes. There were some wood notes, some dry wood notes here at the end that came out. Cedar, citrus was subtle. Then your cocoa was nice, and a lot of nice dry wood notes. Finish really didn't change. Cigar was medium bodied plus. In other words, it was a hair above medium bodied, but not what I would call medium to full. Very good cigar. Disregard the simpleness of the band and try this cigar. You will not be disappointed. When I first saw it, I thought, very plain. I actually almost fell into the trap of making a snap judgment that this, may not be all that in a cigar. And once I smoked it, I was wrong. It's very good. Emilio Cigars, House of Emilio, Gary Griffith, has done it again. I would really like to tag along with Gary when he goes to Nicaragua next time, and he's on his way there now. But he has just managed to come up with some great boutique cigars. Underline that word boutique. That may be the only problem we run into. These are not large batches of cigars. These are made by small factories. Quality is their key, and you won't find tons and tons of them out there. They are out there, and you can find them, and a local shop here carries Melete cigars, so they are out there. Be patient, but when you find them, try them. Review back on my reviews and get some notes, some pointers, if you will. But the Musa, it's been a very good cigar. Melete. There are other versions of the Musa, but this is the Melete, and the only one I've tried. Very good. I'm scoring it a 92. Excellent cigar, well worth trying. I don't know the price point. I'm thinking this was about $8. But all in all, a really nice cigar with very nice notes. The cedar, citrus, and cocoa played very nicely together. So there you have it, the Musa Melete Toro 92.